Urologist, if you don't masturbate in old age, this will happen to you. Advice for elderly. The secret no one talks about. When it comes to aging, there's a topic that's often avoided, hushed, and even ridiculed. But I'm here to tell you the truth. If you're not engaging in regular sexual activity in your later years, your body might be silently breaking down in ways you don't even realize. Yes, we're talking about masturbation, and this isn't some taboo topic or locker room nonsense. This is a crucial part of aging healthily, something that too many ignore or dismiss. Hi, I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist and men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping aging men and women lead healthier, more vibrant lives. I've spent my career learning how your body changes as you grow older, especially regarding your sexual health. And let me tell you something. The consequences of neglecting this part of your life can be far-reaching. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Wait a minute. Isn't this just a part of growing older? Well, here's the thing. When you stop taking care of your sexual health, it doesn't just affect your intimacy. It affects your brain, your heart, your energy, your immunity, and yes, your very sense of self. But don't worry. I'm not here to make you uncomfortable. I'm here to share vital, scientifically backed information that can change the way you think about your body and its needs as you age. Stick with me. What I have to say might completely transform your outlook on aging and your health. Before we dive in, if you care about maintaining your sharpness, vitality, and independence as you get older, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss critical advice that's tailored to you, specifically. If this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments below. If not, type 0. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Let's begin. Part 1. The hidden dangers of stopping masturbation. You might think it's harmless, but when you stop masturbating in old age, your prostate might be silently suffering. Most men don't realize the connection between sexual release and their prostate health. Why is this important? Here's a story from my practice that will help make this clearer. I once had a patient, a man in his early 70s, fit and mentally sharp. However, he had a problem. He was waking up multiple times a night to use the bathroom. No matter what he tried, nothing seemed to work. When I asked him about his sexual habits, he hesitated, then sheepishly admitted, "I just figured I didn't need that part of life anymore." That's when I had to break some difficult news to him. Masturbation and sexual release aren't just about pleasure. They play an essential role in keeping the prostate healthy. Without regular stimulation, the fluid in the prostate can stagnate, leading to inflammation and a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Eventually, untreated BPH can cause pain, difficulty urinating, and may even lead to surgery. Think about it. Why let something as simple as regular self-pleasure slide when it can prevent all of these painful, inconvenient issues? What you might see as just a personal habit is actually a protective mechanism for your body. Have you ever thought about how your prostate health ties into your overall well-being? Part 2. Cognitive decline. How masturbation protects your brain. Does your brain feel foggy? Here's why. As you age, it's natural to experience some cognitive changes, forgetting names, losing track of a thought in the middle of a sentence. But here's the thing you might not know. Regular sexual activity, including masturbation, has a direct impact on your brain function. Let me tell you about another patient of mine. He was in his late 60s and appeared to be in good physical shape. However, he came to me frustrated, saying, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm forgetting everything. My focus isn't what it used to be." He was asking himself the same question that many older adults ask. Is this just a part of getting older? The truth is, it doesn't have to be. Masturbation stimulates a release of neurochemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, all of which are tied to memory, focus, and emotional balance. These chemicals help protect your brain cells and keep your mind sharp. So when you stop engaging in self-pleasure, you're essentially depriving your brain of the chemicals it needs to maintain cognitive clarity. Can you imagine how it would feel to regain that mental sharpness? Part 3. The emotional consequences. Why you might feel numb inside. It's not just about your body, it's your heart too. Many of my patients report feeling emotionally flat as they age. And when I ask about their habits, it often turns out they've stopped engaging in any form of self-intimacy. Here's why that matters. Masturbation is not just a physical act, it's an emotional release. You see, when you climax, your brain releases endorphins, oxytocin, and serotonin, natural mood stabilizers that reduce anxiety and help keep depression at bay. When you stop engaging in sexual release, you're cutting yourself off from this powerful mood-boosting process. I once spoke with a patient who, after losing his wife, stopped masturbating because he felt it wasn't appropriate for someone his age. A few months later, he came to me, saying, "I don't feel anything anymore. No joy, no sadness. It's like I'm just going through the motions." This is one of the most painful and overlooked consequences of neglecting intimacy in old age: emotional numbness. Masturbation helps keep you grounded emotionally, helping you feel connected to your own body, your identity, and your sense of self. Do you ever feel emotionally disconnected or numb as you get older? You might be missing out on something as simple as self-intimacy, which can bring you back to life. Part 4. Poor sleep quality. How self-pleasure can help you rest. Tired all the time? Here's a solution you might be overlooking. One of the most common complaints I hear from older adults is poor sleep quality. They toss and turn at night, wake up multiple times, and never seem to feel truly rested. Here's something you might not know. Orgasm, even through masturbation, triggers a release of chemicals that promote deep, restorative sleep. Think about it. When you reach climax, your body releases oxytocin and prolactin, which relax the nervous system, help you unwind, and prepare you for sleep. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops, and your body shifts into a state of restfulness. But when you stop masturbating, you lose this natural sleep aid. The result? Poor sleep, more anxiety, and a weakened immune system. Do you find yourself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wishing for rest? Masturbation might be the missing piece to your sleep puzzle. Part 5. Weak pelvic floor. Why your muscles matter more than you think. Are you experiencing urinary leaks or pain? It might be time to pay attention. I had a patient, a retired firefighter in his 70s, come to me complaining of mild urinary leakage and discomfort in his lower back. He felt like the foundation of his body was failing. What he didn't realize was that the pelvic floor muscles, which support your bladder and sexual organs, rely on regular activity to stay strong. Masturbation plays an essential role in activating and strengthening these muscles. When you engage in sexual release, the pelvic floor contracts rhythmically, providing a workout that helps improve circulation, nerve function, and tissue elasticity. Without regular activity, these muscles begin to weaken, leading to urinary issues, sexual dysfunction, and discomfort. It's not just about sexual pleasure. It's about keeping your body functional. Part 6. A strong immune system. How self-intimacy helps you stay healthy. Feeling sick more often? It might be linked to your sexual health. Here's something you might not expect. Sexual activity boosts your immune system. During orgasm, your body produces immunoglobulin A, IgA, a critical antibody that helps fight off infections, particularly in your respiratory and digestive systems. But when you stop masturbating, you deprive your immune system of this natural boost. And when you're older, your immune system is already weakening. So cutting out this vital tool can leave you more susceptible to colds, infections, and even chronic diseases. Could your immune system be struggling because of a lack of self-intimacy? Reconnect with your body, and you might just find that your immune function improves. Part 7. The loss of self-worth. Why neglecting your body can make you feel invisible. Do you ever feel like you're losing touch with yourself? Aging can feel like an irreversible process where you start to feel less in touch with your body, like you're watching yourself grow older from a distance. You might feel like you're becoming a shadow of your former self. Perhaps you've noticed that you're not the same person you used to be, and there's a part of you that seems to fade as the years go by. This is a reality for many older adults, but it's not just about the physical changes. It's about the emotional and psychological shifts that occur when you stop caring for your body in an intimate way. I remember a conversation with a retired school principal, a man in his late 70s, who had always been quick-witted and confident. But when he came into my office, something had changed. He slumped into the chair, his shoulders a little more hunched than I remembered. He looked me in the eye and said, "I don't really feel like I live in this body anymore. I feel like I'm just inhabiting it." This feeling of disconnection from your own body is far more common than you might think. It's a slow erosion of your sense of self, feeling invisible in your own skin. And it's often linked to neglecting self-intimacy. When you stop engaging in self-pleasure, you stop honoring the connection between your mind and body. Self-intimacy is not just about pleasure, it's about re-establishing your connection to yourself. It's a reminder that you are still here, still capable of experiencing joy, still worthy of care and attention. When you engage in masturbation, you remind yourself that your body matters. Even the simple act of acknowledging and touching your body with care signals to your brain that you are still vital, still human, still alive. Without this, many older adults begin to feel like their identity is slipping away. Do you ever look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back at you? It's natural to age, but it's also essential to nurture your sense of self through all the changes. Reclaiming this intimacy, reconnecting with your body, is one of the most empowering things you can do as you age. It's about saying to yourself, I am still here and I still matter. It's about regaining ownership over your body and your life. And this act of self-care is not just vital for your emotional well-being. It also directly impacts your physical health. Part 8. The social impact. How neglecting self-intimacy can lead to isolation. Is isolation creeping in? How neglecting self-care affects your relationships. As you age, many people experience a degree of social withdrawal. Perhaps your social circle isn't as large as it once was, or maybe you feel less motivated to engage with others. But did you know that your intimate health has a profound effect on your social well-being? It's easy to think that physical intimacy is only relevant in romantic relationships. But the reality is that sexual well-being influences your interactions, self-esteem, and emotional connections, not just in the bedroom, but in everyday life. When you stop engaging in self-pleasure, you might find yourself withdrawing from relationships, not because you want to, but because you're not feeling connected to your own body anymore. Take the case of a woman in her 70s whom I worked with a few years ago. She had been a widow for several years and had not engaged in any form of intimacy since her husband passed. At first, she had no problem. She thought she was simply adjusting to being single in her later years. But over time, she began to feel increasingly isolated. She withdrew from her friends, avoided social gatherings, and found herself feeling emotionally numb. What she didn't realize was that the loss of intimacy wasn't just a physical absence, it was an emotional one. She felt disconnected not only from herself, but from the world around her. In fact, when we talked about re-engaging with her own body through self-intimacy, she expressed a mix of hesitation and curiosity. After just a few months of re-establishing this connection, her mood brightened, her relationships with friends and family deepened, and she felt a renewed sense of joy. The simple act of reconnecting with your body through self-pleasure can be a powerful antidote to social isolation. By embracing intimacy, even on your own, you're giving yourself the confidence to connect with others, share your feelings, and experience life to its fullest. If you're feeling isolated or disconnected, it may not just be about your social life. It could be about the intimacy you've stopped allowing yourself. Do you find yourself avoiding social situations or distancing yourself from others? It might be time to explore your personal intimacy and how it could impact your emotional and social connections. Conclusion: reconnecting with yourself, the power of self-care and intimacy. So where does this leave us? The message is clear. Sexual health isn't just for the young, and it's not a frivolous activity. As you age, maintaining a connection with your body, nurturing self-intimacy, and regularly engaging in sexual release is not just about pleasure. It's a vital part of preserving your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. If you're reading this and feeling a little unsure, I want you to know that you are not alone. Many older adults experience similar struggles, but by embracing the natural rhythms of your body, you can not only preserve your health, but reclaim your vitality and sense of self. Start small. Reconnect with your body in a gentle, loving way. Begin with self-reflection. Take note of how you feel physically and emotionally. Do you feel energized? More connected? More confident? These are all signs that your body is responding to the care you are giving it. Remember, it's not about the number of times you engage in self-intimacy, but the quality of that connection. You are still worthy of joy, pleasure, and connection, regardless of age. So don't wait. Take the first step today in reclaiming your sexual health, your emotional well-being, and your sense of self. And as always, if you found this message helpful, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with someone who might need it. Your voice matters, and your story can inspire others. Leave a comment below, and let me know how you plan to reconnect with your body and your health. Let's keep the conversation going, because together, we can age with grace, dignity, and vitality.